guys and girls, and welcome to my GBA Season 6 recap video. It's not really a recap anymore. I decided to change the format because I got so many questions from you guys. We've basically covered every topic I would have to talk about either way. So I decided to make it more like a GBA press conference, recap, whatever. Like every question you tweeted at me or you got into the video on my draft analysis where I asked for questions, every question you gave me through that will be answered right here and as in detail as much as I feel like is necessary. And yeah, that's basically what you will see right here. And while everyone is still watching, one thing I want to say to all of you, which I did last season too, it may be controversial, but everyone who subscribed to my channel for GBA content, which of course, well, this is the last video for GBA for now, we'll have to wait for next season for more content, please unsubscribe from my channel. If you're not interested in any other content than GBA, please unsubscribe from my channel. You can come back next season, you're welcome to that. Like, I understand there are many people which are just here for GBA, I'm not naive, I know that. And no harm in that, of course, you subscribe for the content you like. If that's only GBA, of course that's fine. So if you're only there for that, please unsubscribe from the channel and come back next season, because if I want to see how good my videos are and want to see how successful they are, how many you like, I will have always to compare the views from my subscriber count. And there's, of course, there's a big difference at the moment because of GBA content. Like my GBA videos get like 1k plus views and my other content gets like 100 and 200 views. So there's of course a big discrepancy. I know that that's because of GBA, the hashtag GBA effect, like I want to call it. But to make it a bit better, I would just ask for you, go unsubscribe if you're not interested. If you're interested in my other content, of course, then you're welcome to stay and check that out. But if not, no harm in anything. Just unsubscribe and come back later if you want to help me, of course. If you just want to, if you're just lazy and say fuck you, Lars, you just stay here and be a dead subscriber till GBA starts. But I would ask you, please unsubscribe. It will make my job easier, and you of course can just come back next season. I don't mind dropping to like 1.5k or back to 1k even through that. I doubt that would mean this video had to get 1k views, which I doubt because it's not a battle, it's just a recap video. But yeah, that's what I wanted to get all the way from the start. And yeah, now let's go over the question. First question from Turbo Blaze 4 or Turbo Blaze the 4th, something like that. First question: what was the match you enjoyed playing the most? And second, what was your favorite match to watch? My favorite, my match I enjoyed playing the most. I would have to remember every match in detail right now, but just from the get-go, I would say it's probably a match with Envy, my first one. Not only because it was the biggest win I had with a 5-0, it was actually my first match with Envy. I was very much looking forward to that. Envy was known to be a big player in the smoking community, and in the season before he showed what he can do. And obviously because of some bad playing on my part, I could win that 5-0, but still, I loved how Raichu performed in that match. My lowest tier pick did a very great job in that match with Landorus I, of course, but I very much enjoyed how Raichu did. And yeah, my second match with Envy was of course more fun with the Trick Room. I enjoyed that playing too, so I gotta say it's my two matches with Envy, but probably the first one because that actually won. Even though it's through some shenanigans with me playing bad and Envy over-predicting and stuff like that. But yeah, I gotta say this match. And what was my favorite match to watch? The first thing that comes to mind is the match of the Atlanta Luchas versus the Pittsburgh Piratas. The second one, if they play even twice. I think they played only once. But the one where Fizz brought the Trace, Blizzard, Zap Cannon, Porygon 2. At first I had no idea what he's doing with Blizzard Zap Cannon, but then in the match I saw that he traced No Guard, and suddenly it made sense. But if I watch the team builder, there's so many crazy sets in that team builder. I was just thinking, what in the hell is he doing? And then the match, it was glorious. It actually worked, like many of the sets that actually work, and it was glorious to watch. Gotta say, that was my favorite match to watch. I don't know if, like, one of the later weeks, like week 11, week 12, week 10, one of these weeks, I don't know exactly, but that has to be the match I enjoyed the most. Next guy, Chris at CM22 wants to know, Lando is broken, why did you still lose, and do you ever plan to get good? Lando is broken is not a question. Why did you still lose? If I would have known, I probably would have lost less, but nah. Some games were just rules, which either didn't get in my favor or not. Of course, I had some wins because of luck, like the first week versus Nick 2. And other than that, in some games I got out-prepared, I gotta say that. In others, I probably got outplayed, even though I can't remember right now in which games. But yeah, I think 3 games I said in another video. I like the match versus Sepp versus George, the match versus John, and one more match. I can't get it from my head, but I think 3 I lost to Rolls, 1 I The Nick versus Cooper in week 1 was a bit unfortunate with Crab Hermes, even though that did not matter too much. The roll on... it was the roll on Shaman probably, which I counted to the 3. That mattered more. Then, of course, I got the lucky win versus Nick in week 2, where I just won because of a crit. And then a lucky win versus Envy. But, yeah, I don't know. The others played better this season. Like, what can I say? I didn't perform as well as I should have. Then some rolls into addition to that, and damn, you end with a 4-8 record. And do you ever plan to get good? I actually plan to get good, but you know how plans in life work. They most of the time they fail, but we are all here in this world trying our best, and hope they'll be good. No need to get hate at Chris right now. He's a good friend. He's just messing with me in case you don't know, or he's not messing with me and actually hurting my feelings. In which case, I cry every time. Under the Radar YouTube wants to know: do you think the season went bad in the draft or in team prep? If I had to choose between draft and team prep, I think I liked my draft. The season before that was obviously better. I liked the draft better last season, but this draft was still good enough. I'm happy with that, and so I would give it to team prep. I want to say, like, even though I don't think I prepped too badly, I think team prep is where I could have improved more than in the draft. I like my draft. It potentially could have dealt with everything. But team prep and playing is the segment where I have to improve more, I think. So yeah, that's your answer, Kelly. Next one. Violonide or Bluesy. If you had the choice but to draft Wormadam Trash or Hippototas, which would it be? Wormadam Trash? No, Bluesy. You can't lure me in drafting this trash. No, I'm not getting Wormadam. You could have asked me to get Wormadam Trash or nothing. I would take nothing. I take Hippototas. It's a sand setter with a violet, it's decently bulky, reliable recovery, slack off, hazard setting. One of the trash, it's just trash. It's trash. No one likes that thing. Even it needs to use attract so people like that thing. I hate you. I hate Roman Trash, and I hate you for asking this question, Bluesy. Get out of my sight. Next question. Citizen Table, I wants to know: do you think Lindo Eye is borked? Why or why not? And where would you put Mega Alexander on a list of Mega? So, first question: do you think Lindo Eye is borked? No, I don't think that. I mentioned that in a lot of videos. I don't think it is borked, and now why it's not borked. It's very good, don't get me wrong. It's probably, if people say it's the best offensive mon in League format, I wouldn't even disagree. It's very good. But it's dealable. You can very much decently deal with it. Especially offensive-wise, because of the 4x weaknesses. And there are enough defensive mons which can take the hits and just retire back with an HPI, something like that. I think it's very dealable. I'm not saying that because I had it for 2 seasons. I had to face it for a season in my other league too. So I think I know what I'm talking about. Of course, you can have a different opinion, but I don't think it's borked. I think you can very much deal with that. Rock Polish, of course, setup variants with 4 times weak mons is very difficult. You basically have to force a switch if you want to set up safely. That's why every time I ran like Rock Polish Landorus, I had the Yashi Berry on it. And I couldn't pull off too many sweeps. Like, I brought it a bunch of times, including last season, but I think I only successfully swept 1 time Dan with my Rock Polish Landorus. And other than that, with Life Up, it's very strong. Like, it tears down wards. That's like finding switches to the thing. It's not easy. You have to either pick around it with ground immunities, something like that, or you're basically something dies. But then your check comes in, and what I mentioned in my draft analysis video, basically, 4 times weakness to ice is a very unfortunate 4 times weakness, I want to say, because slapping hidden power ice on the mon is usually not, or ice beam, or ice coverage in general, is not too big of a problem, like, because ice is a very good offensive typing. You don't put HP ice on something just to hit Lando Eye. If you're HP ice or ice beam or something like that, you hit usually you hit other teams on the thing as well, like grass types, flying types, Lando Ice of course for flying type, ground types, many things. Every electric type basically always carries the HP ice, so that's not a huge deal to just still have HP ice there for Lando. If Lando would be like 4 times weak to poison, that would be another story, because HP poison, you only put it there for Lando. Basically not much you can hit with a hidden power poison or poison coverage. So that would be a different story, but HP Ice I don't think is a big problem to just have ice coverage on the mon, because it's just such a good offensive typing. And I think that's enough for the first question. If not, keep asking me. Second, where would you put Mega Exam on a list of Megas? I think you want to know where I rank it, because on a list, I mean, I would just put it on a list somewhere, like Mega Exams. It's a pretty long name for a Mega, so I would have to put it a bit to the right, left, that is. But on the ranking, I gotta say it's very strong and very fast. The coverage is off the charts. It's very one-dimensional. Like, of course, there are some other shenanigans psychic types can do, but he's really not bulky to allow using some shenanigans. I mean, the best shenanigan I used was like knockoff Mega Kazam for the Chansey of Dan, which didn't even matter because it was leftovers Chansey. But I like it a lot, and I would rank it over Mega Absol. Like, it's definitely tier 1 Mega, and I like it. I like using it a lot. It's very scary, very fast. The problem is that it's easily pursuit trapped or scared out by. Yeah, it's easy pursuit trapped or scared out by any faster mon because it's so frail. But other than that, very strong, very fast. Your opponent has to bring a Scarfer. Usually, what I did not like about Melkazam in the first half of the season, but I noticed, I like to have the fastest mon on both teams. Like, I like to have the fastest mon on team so I can wrench kill basically everything or just clean up at the game. What Melkazam forced my opponent to do is to bring a very fast Scarfer, and what happened a lot of times is that my opponent had the fastest mon on his squad, like some Scarfed mon which could deal with outspeed everything in my team, including Melkazam, because you want always something that outspeeds Melkazam. That happens, for example, in my first match with Stan, we cleaned the up with Scarf Flyo in the end, and stuff like that. I didn't look at that was preparing fault on my part. I just had to run an own Scarfer basically to be faster, because I just like to have the fastest mon on both teams. That's of course what everyone enjoys to do, but yeah, I did get cleaned up by a Scarf Flyer, for example, and another Scarfed mon, I think. Yeah, Scarfed, what was it? Scarf Excelgor with Mon of Turi, for example. They both just cleaned me up, basically, because they were the fastest mon on the team, and I don't like that. I want to have the fastest mon. Melkazam forces you to have a very good choice of Scarfers, basically. I would say if you draft Melkazam, get a good squad of potential Scarfers, because of course there are a lot of decent mons out there, and you can just slap a Scarf on them, but not a lot of them are really good Scarfers. Good Scarfers are of course everything that gets voltage U-turn, because you can get momentum and stuff like that, and mons with the proper coverage, or they just have a nuke button. But yeah, that's for this question. Let's go over to the next guy. Next guy, we got Reckless Ursa Ring. Wants to know, what are you planning to improve in next season? Draft or prep? I'm trying to improve both, of course. Like draft, obviously. You always want to have the best draft possible, and I want to improve them from last season. Prep, like I always said with Kelly's question, prep is that I have to improve the most, I think. Not that my plans were bad, but for example, the mistake with Melkazam hit by flying Gale Wings versus Miguel, that should not happen ever again. That's the draft prep mistake I made, and I think I need to bring more shenanigans, like more innovative stuff, like very crazy stuff. Be it just one set on a team and the rest is standard. Something that really surprised my opponent, because if I bring kind of like just bring not very innovative stuff with just coverage, like just my only preparation is basically courage on a mon or a berry. Berry is another tent. I could bring more berries. Berries are usually very nice to lure some mons, but I think on prep I can get a bit more creative. Next question. Trevor, GeForce YouTube wants to know, was Zam as viable as he thought it would be, or were people able to prep for it easily? Zam was definitely as viable as I thought it would be. The only problem I already mentioned in the beginning was the one with the opponents bring Scarfers, which are faster than it. But the preparation of mons, Zam was basically, every time Zam was brought, it got at least one kill, so I'm very happy with how Zam performed. Like I said, it could easily be pursuit trapped. I had to be careful about that every time, but with substitutes to prevent sucker punches and just the right coverage, because nothing likes taking hit from Mega Zam. It's just way too strong. And yeah, I was very happy with Zam. I liked it. I think playing-wise, it did not do as well as Mega Absol, but I think it did better. Mega Absol had way more options, of course, with coverage, physical, special, and stuff like that, and sucker punch priority, so it did better. But I think Mega Kazam it's more predictable, but it does better what it does than Mega Absol, if I want to have the comparison. Next, Jordan Subi, or Subi Doo, wants to know, do you feel you punched our team's logos enough to make the play of the season? Obviously not! I had to punch these logos in my hype video a bunch of more times, it seems, than just the amount I did with ending 4 and 8. No, that's, I want at least 8 and 4, so I had to punch them double the amount. So, double the punching next time. Remember guys, if you punch some logos, punch them double the amount you plan to do to have the record you want to, basically. Next question, Jack Cinder, or Project Cinder. Who would you not draft if you could redo the draft again? Did Mega Kazam perform as well as you'd hoped? Either Kazam or Absol. First question, who would you not draft if you could redo the draft again? I think I gotta say Scizor. Scizor was a problem. Scizor is a very good mount, don't get me wrong, but it was my only fairy switch in, and it's 4 times weak to fire. So just slap Fire Coach on your fairy, and it destroys my team basically. Over Scizor, I would have probably preferred another steel type, like not a 4 times weak steel type, like any other steel type which is only 1 times weak to fire, for example. Or with Scizor, you need a good poison type which can switch in, like Nidoking, Crobat, stuff like that, which can switch into fairy types too. So you have a switch in for that. But I think it would gonna be Scizor. It was my tier 1 pick, and I didn't brought it as often, it didn't perform as well as another tier 1 pick, or a lower tier pick, for example, as a steel type. So I would say it's gotta be Scizor. And second, did Mega perform as well as he had hoped? Last question already got over. Yes, it did, and Mega Absol. Absol is more, you can get more creative with Absol. Mega Exam is just in general more threatening and scarier. So I gotta say, if I had to decide, Mega Absol is a tier 2 Mega, so I would say I'd say Absol just for the points I get extra, because other than that I see them on even standings on how I like them. Next question, Mega Lugia, who do you think will take it all this season? So they are still in, Koopa is still in, Fizz is still in, Envy is still in, and George is still in. Out of these 4, I think it's gonna be... I think Envy has very good chances. Koopa, depending on what sets he brings versus the people and how they work out. Fizz is doing a very good job right now, and George as well. Who of these 4 I think will win? Most people think it will be Envy, which I can understand. He did a very good job, surprised many people for his first season in a league like this, for performing this well. But I gotta say, I think it's gonna be Fizz. I'm gonna give it to Fizz. Out of these guys, George had his chance in the finals last time. I think it's gonna be Fizz. Fizz is gonna take it all. He will face Koopa, I think, in the semifinals. So, and Envy versus George. That will be a very good match. And then it will be Fizz versus Envy or George. Envy or George. Did I play in the regular season? I don't know. Let's say, okay, I want to say it's Fizz versus Envy in the finals, and Fizz will take him down with something creative like the No-Guard P2 or something like that. I like, yeah, Fizz. It's gonna be Fizz. Eliano Luchas, you got the title. My mom bought a t-shirt for you, basically, so you have to get the title. Next, JTax. Can you think of a single draft pick change that you would have actually made at the time that would have drastically improved your team? Ooh, that I could have actually made. Like, I had still transfers left. I had 1 transfer left, so I could have made a transfer. I could not drop Scizor because of tier 1, and was not any good tier 1 left. I was looking for other stuff than Scizor, but then I would need now steel type, and there was there even a steel type left in tier 1? I don't think so. Like, but the question is, can you think of a single draft pick? No, at the moment I can't think. Like, there's no trade I was looking at which I didn't do in the end. Like, there are other trades I want to do, like for example with Tom, I want to trade Mamoswine with Groudon, and stuff like that. If it was possible, he trade with George then, and stuff like that. But yeah, well, no, I can't think of any right now. Portuguese man, Heracross Knight wants to know, do you regret not drafting the best Pokemon ever, Mega Heracross? No, I was very happy with Mega Alakazam. Mega Heracross is very strong, a bit too slow, but I already had Groudon and Landorus as my Wall Breaker, so I don't need the third one. I'd rather have a Fast Sweeper and Alakazam. So I'm sorry if it's your favorite one. I like my Heracross, and maybe draft it in next season's GBA, who knows. Be excited for that. Then you got C, Papa C11 wants to know, do you think Landorus I should be banned? Nope, I don't think it should be banned. It's very good. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if people call it the best offensive monolith format. I could agree with that, but I don't think it should be banned. Like, even though I can't franchise it anymore, and I probably will have to face it next season, other than I draft it again, which maybe I draft it again, maybe not, who knows. You will see once the draft starts. But I don't think it will be banned. Like, we will have a vote next season. I'm expecting we will have a vote again, like for other stuff as well, and I will vote that it shouldn't be banned. We will see what the other coaches think. Maybe they rethink. Like, I doubt that my season makes them rethink that Lando is too broken because of how it ended all. But maybe they made up their mind. Who knows? Who knows? We will see next season, which will still be a little bit bigger break because we want to catch Sun and Moon with that. Then we got Rob Funapart. Did your team fit your playstyle, or did it dictate your playstyle? Oh, very good question. And I think it fit my playstyle. My team was, I like always to draft a team which is very like broad. I can bring everything, barring stall. You probably will never see me bring stall. But I could bring bulky offense, I could bring hyper offense, like you saw with MV with Trick Room hyper offense, for example. So I don't think it dictated my playstyle. There are a lot of mons I liked, and a lot of mons which I know how to use. So I think it fit my playstyle. I didn't have. There was no time I was thinking, I would have loved to bring that and that, but I can't because I don't have the mons for that. Yeah, I think it fit my playstyle. Like I said, I liked my draft. Last season I liked it more, but that doesn't mean that this draft was bad. Next, Rob with another question. Apparently obligatory second question. Lindo I. Yeah. Lindo I. Bill Sandish. First, is there any Pokemon that you think you could use more better? Second, regardless of you win loss, what do you think of the season? So first question, is there any Pokemon that you think you could have used more or better? Probably Scizor. For my tier 1, like last season too, like my tier 1 pick was a Zoombl and I didn't even brought that much. Same with Scizor this time. But what I think I used better is probably Crawdon. Crawdon is such a threatening mon, but I always was too scared to bring the setup variant, to really set up. Like, brought the setup variant very often times. Oh, very often times, that even correct English. I brought it very often. But I think I never set up with Crawdon. Even though it's a mon which forces switches, I should have been a bit ballsier with Crawdon and just clicked the Sword Stance and Dragon Dance button at one point and just clean house, basically. So I think Crawdon I could have used better. It's a very threatening mon, I think I could have used better. Regardless of who win or loss, what do you think of the season? I think my season was good. Like, I like my season. I'm not like down or deflated because I have like such a bad record. I know why I lost the games I lost. Some of rules, because that's always reassuring if you can blame hacks. Even though you shouldn't do that. But some other games I know where I lagged. I know which mistakes I made. I think I could correct them later in the season. So yeah, I definitely learned from that, even though I shouldn't be learning too much already, because, I mean, never stop learning. But, so I'm still happy with my season. I got to play a lot of new people, which I did not play in the season before. And I like the season, even though this last week. Most of my losses were very close. I think the biggest loss was versus was Cooper with 4-0 in week 1. Other than that, I don't think I lost very high. So there are a lot of bunch of 2-0s or 1-0s, and so I'm still happy with my season. I'm not down at anything. Like you can see, like I'm not crying at the moment. I'm laughing and I can joke about that. I still like my season, even though it went pretty pretty unrespectable record-wise. So, Owen wants to know, what was your favorite and least favorite one on your team? Also happy to break this streak, it sucks! So, for the second one, we already know you broke the streak, so I don't have to help you on that anymore. So, what was your favorite and least favorite one on your team? My favorite mon on the team was probably Shaman. I like Shaman a lot. I'm even, I can confirm right here, I'm thinking of even franchising Shaman. It's a tier 3 pick, and it did so well in the games I brought it. I love my little hedgehog. Shaman, he basically destroyed Tom in the game I brought it, and every time I brought it, he performed well. Sadly, he got a high roll versus the Claydol in week 1, but other than that, Shaman did a very good job at what it does, and I loved Shaman. So that was probably my favorite mon on the team. My least favorite mon on the team, which I kept. Like, I would say Electabuzz because I never brought it, but I won't count mons I dropped. My least favorite one on the team, probably Scizor, because of the reasons I already mentioned. I think Scizor was my least favorite one on the team. I did not brought it very often. Preparing for that it's decently easy, I want to say, because you just bring a faster water type and step HP high on it. Maybe I just used it badly. Like, I don't want to blame Scizor for everything. I want to say like that. But yeah, that it was my only steel type or my only fairy resist. And that's 4 times weak to fire really did hurt my team. I didn't have the right draft for Scizor, I think. So I gotta say that Scizor was my least favorite one on the team. Next up, Omega Jotian wants to know, if you don't get Lindo I next season, will you cry? Probably, yeah. Not because I don't have Mr. Man on my team anymore, probably because I will have to face it. And facing Lindo I is always a pain in the butt. Like I said, I can agree with all of you. It's a pain in the butt to prepare for Lindo. It's way too threatening, but same goes for Kyurem B. Like all these super threatening wall breakers, it's always a pain to prepare for them. You know they probably won't sweep you, but just that they destroy your wall core and open the door for others to sweep is very threatening. So it's a pain to prepare for those, and that's why I'll probably cry if I have to face it. And next question from Ryatushi. Will you franchise Lindo again for next season? I actually can't. You can't franchise them on 2 times in a row. I already franchised it last season, so I can't franchise it again. Like I said, I'm thinking about franchising Shaman, but Lindo I will have, if I want to have it again, I will have to draft it regularly, which is actually rather possible because I did not so well, and I'm so I will be at the start, more at the start of the draft order. So I could get Lindo I again, but we will see about that, what I plan for that. One minute when the time comes. Next question. Orban Shaka wants to know, for AG ranker, what would you say did you lag the most this season? By that I meant anything, e.g. power a certain time, too much defocus, blah blah blah. Or do we enjoy your content, especially leaks and Pincer Mania? Keep it up, man. First of all, thanks for the compliment, and second of all, it's Pincer Mania, like pincer, like the pincers of crabs and Scizor, the pincers, not Pincer the Pokemon. The mistake was often made because the pronunciation is the same basically, but Pincer. 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 So, for GBA recap, what did you say did you lag the most this season? Okay, that go that I did not have a fairy switch in, too few defocus. I basically had close to no good hazard removal, but it never really hurt my team. First of all, my team was not hazard weak, and people barely hazard stacked versus me. Like the one time I brought Defox Scizor because I think I got hazard stacked, I did not got hazard stacked. So I don't think that was a problem. What did I lag the most? Yeah, like I said, a good fairy switch. I don't know. I think I loved Raichu, but a better electric type maybe. I don't know. Raichu is not that strong, but I did very well in the matches I brought. Like I love Raichu, but of course there are higher tier electric types which can do better. But what did I lag the most this season? I think I lagged hazard stack of my own. Like I only had rocks. I didn't have any other kind of hazard on my team. So I think that's the thing I lacked, like something with spikes, toxic spikes, or be just spikes or just toxic spikes. Just another option to hazard stack myself. That would have been great. But other than that, I think I got everything on my team I wanted. Like a fairy switch and better hazard options. These are like the 2 things I think I lacked the most this season. Then we got Scott something. Question for recap. Where do babies come from? Oh, one of the bigger questions. And I don't think I am legally allowed to answer that. I know there's some weird rights stuff going on in the USA with sexual education in schools, so I don't want to mess with that for my American viewers. Ask your mother or your father if they don't want to. Listen, keep what you call it. Listen in school, so you get all the information you need. And other than that, yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm sorry. And you already would probably no problem, but I don't want to teach you anything, and then obviously I get called. So what did you call my son? That can actually happen. Yeah, I don't make that up. That's actually a threat I'm scared of. But yeah, that's all for this recap. I think that's the last question. Yep, we are back at the first question. That's everything for this recap. If you got any more questions, leave in the comments. I will try to answer them there. Other than that, thank you for all the support you gave me this season. I know I'm one of the little guys in the league, like with Tom, Top, Cooper. Cooper's actually bigger, but like Cup, yeah, these guys. Like I'm one of the smaller guys. Mono Tui, of course, too. Yeah, he is not new and smaller guys. So I appreciate every support you can give me. And yeah, actually got some great fans. With that I mean you, of course. And yeah, I hope that keeps up for next season. Maybe I see some of you back. Maybe some of you will leave. Like I said, no hard feelings. I can understand. You subscribe for content you enjoy. If that is not my other content, I mean, I can only blame myself. But yeah, that's all for this. Hit me on Trade Facebook, all the links in the description, and I will see you next season. Or for another video, maybe. We will see. But yeah, see ya.